I apologize in advance, I have a microphone on, so I'm going to overthink everything I say. All right, so be nice and be great, because now there's proof. All right, so balloons. Big thing we want to do on a day like this is be quick, yes? So get the first rep right, that's the point. Use this as a reference. Make sure you're setting yourself up for success the rest of the day, yeah? Yeah. Cool, here we go. Let's do a 12. 1, and 2, and out. So, even before we go, how was that dump?
Less than ideal.
Well, and again, some people are like, bad! Don't just make it the default is bad. Make it exactly what was not correct about it, right? What was not correct about the dump?
We didn't get all of it.
Didn't get all the air, weren't relaxed, we just sort of went, whew. If it's a tense dump, you're missing the point, right? Here we go. 1, and 2, and out. Cool. Overall, much better, and that helped the initiation too, right?
Yeah.
Great. Now, in terms of actual flow, how many of you probably had more air left over because you tried to get exactly right in the front of the 12? Right. Now, we talked yesterday about getting to the end of the balloon as well. How do we get on that? Making sure there is direction even though we're trying to get totally empty. Think through those things. Do another 12. Make sure the front of the 12 is there. When in doubt, be an 11, not a 13. 1, and 2, and out. Cool, way better, yes?
Yeah.
Great, much better exhalation, much more open throughout, and better direction at the end. Let's do an 8. 1, and 2, and. Cool, really good flow, really good dump, really good flow into the end. I think there was less direction, I think there was less clear initiation. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Great, fix it. 1, and 2, and out. Better overall, how many people had air left at the end? How many people finished early? So make sure we're pacing that as we're thinking about direction at the end of the phrase as we do this. Cool. We ready to do some playing?
Yeah.
All right, so just make sure first sounds of the day, get the air going right away, get your open vowels. Pitch is going to be a little bit higher, but don't overthink that. We'll leave the slides where we were last night. Mellophones, we may come down, yeah? Yeah. Great, let's go. B flat and an 8. Follow through is good. Get the initiation clear on the bell. Good. Open second, open. So right now, we're recording and you're conscious of that. So you sound great, but you're not performing. You're trying to perform correct instead of perform right. The point of playing music is to make an impression, and the point of what we're doing right now is set yourselves up for success later, yes? Yeah. Great, so go after it. That's under an 8. You're underdoing the initiation. You're over blending because you're not playing up to each other. And we're not giving enough direction to the end of the phrase. Other than that, perfect, right? Yeah. So you're very correct, but you're not setting yourself up for what you need to do to affect the audience, yes? Yeah. Here we go, Schwarmer again. Much better, just make sure you're watching for the release. Go through the long tone. Open again. There you go. Do you feel that approach? Yeah. That has to be your default. When the lights are on, when eyes are on you, when ears are on you, that has to be your approach. If you're thinking about, oh, I need to make sure I'm correct, no. That's not who we are, and that's not what we do, and that's not what they want. They want to be affected. People don't come to a performance to hear something correct. They come to feel something, yes? Yeah. Great. Even on that, can you tell we're learning a little bit about our performance instincts?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. You're learning that you're like, okay, cool, I know to go. But then when you start evaluating with your ears, you don't trust your sensations enough. You've built the right sensation of what to do, right? Yeah. So trust that. This isn't a forced shame. This is a valuable opportunity to get better. How often can you get yourself in this moment? Like, obviously we talk about getting a performance mentality. How often do you have the reinforcement of a camera? How often do you have a reinforcement of an audience? Make the most of those opportunities. This is great. You just learned exactly what you do when the red light is on. It's not bad, right? Things that you right now are going, oh man, that's not what I want. Great. Now you know that. You need to use that. You need to hold yourself to that standard. And when that red light is not on, you need to make sure you put yourself in that same mentality so that you're doing the same thing. Yes?
Yeah.
Great. So I want to do the same kind of thing we did yesterday. Hit one chunk. Set 31. We're just going to do it. Gawk in the back. Edit that out. It'll be great. Okay. And then if you can't see Andrew conducting, it'll be fine. Just go off the ears. I know that's different probably from what we're doing in ensemble. That's okay. So don't change your definition of ensemble. This is about building a clear sensation. I want to do it on air mainly. But again, do that as a therapy. When you guys do air as a therapy instead of a rep off, you guys get way better. So make sure you're aware of that. Increase your awareness of those around you and what the music needs to be, and we're good. Cool.
Yep. On air?
Yeah, on air, on the spot. We know where we're ending to, yes?
Yeah.
So, first rep. I could give you information right now and tell you what you're going to do. You've met me. I see patterns. I can get in your head and tell you exactly what's going to do, what's going to happen, right? So, here's the challenge. Evaluate yourself. Know who you are, know what you do, know what you are in the season, and understand what you need to do to make this one perfect for you. And I don't mean perfect in terms of achievement, perfect in terms of approach to set up your achievement. Yes?
Yeah.
Here we go.
31 to 34 right on air on spot. Set.
Great. Overall, very strong, and you guys made a very mature decision. That's been my word this morning, right? Great. Great self-evaluation. Can you hold yourself to that standard for an entire day? Not just one rep. If every time you're about to do something, you go, at what level do I need to do it, and what are the things I have at my disposal to make that happen? Great. Game over. Everybody else can go home, because no one can compete with you. Yes? I don't even mean compete in terms of all that crap. I just mean in terms of what you can present. If you hold yourself to that standard when no one else is paying attention, we got it. Cool? Yeah. Can we do that again? Even in that, can you tell that all of a sudden you went under flow to make it clear? Yeah. Great. That's become your tendency today because you're like, oh, I have to be clear. No. Do the definition and you have it. Yes? Yep. Here we go. Same thing. On air.
Make sure the new notes crescendo. Same check on air. Sit.
What is the most important thing in that phrase relative to general effect?
Flex.
Is it the flex or is it the end of the release? Both. He got it. All right. Cool. So you have to arrive at the flex and make that a moment, and then it has to grow through so the silence is the even bigger event. If you don't arrive, no one cares. If you arrive and don't go anywhere, people care even less. Right? So it has to be both. I think we're getting the flex nice and open, although we need more from the back. Okay? And in the front, we need to make sure that we're following what's going on that. When I say follow, I don't mean wait. All right? And we all need to flow way more energy to the end of that release and understand what the drums are going to do. Yes? Yeah. Here we go. Same thing.
On air. Sit.
Much better. Feel a difference. Yeah. What do you physically have to do to make that happen? As they're doing all this articulative content, right? Make sure the air is open enough to do it, but not so open that you're just playing flat and not getting the note length correct. Would we agree that that rep right there was better? Like if that happened in a show, you'd be like, oh man, that's one of our better times.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great. That's also nowhere near good enough. We understand. Both are true. This is probably our most detailed chunk in the show in terms of information and counterpoint, to say nothing of the fact of the environment and the percussion ensemble. Great. We're going to get credit for that when we get it right. But you need to get it right. All right, so how much better that got purely by evaluating your air and understanding what's behind you and making sure you personally are playing with the right approach, did that fix a ton of things?
Yes.
So if you get your part right, is the ensemble better?
Yes.
Well, duh. But make sure you check that out. So that should be on our list too of playing with buddies, right? That is already going to be better over there. Work on the things you are bad at. Don't be afraid of sounding terrible. If you're sounding terrible when you're practicing, it means you're working on the right thing. So hit that, get better at it. Don't allow yourself to not get better after it. Don't look at this and what we just did as the ending point. Look at that as a lesson in what you need to do next. Make sense?
Yes.
Great, cool. We ready to go do some ensemble?
Yeah.
Be emotional. Do not rehearse, perform. Here we go.